Hello everyone, Macintosh here, and welcome to my new world, the Algos weapons testing. Just Algos weapons testing is the working title that I got going for now. I'm definitely going to be changing the name of the world once it's finalized. But at the moment, this world is PC only, and its primary focus is just as its name implies, weapons testing. And so, right now, what I got going here is I'm using a prefab, two of them actually at least, or two systems. One that is I think is called the Cyan player control or player system, and the other one is the P shooter prefab. Both of which are actually available on GitHub. And one, like the P shooter one, is made by the person's name is Aeellon, or Melone. I'm not exactly sure what's the proper way to pronounce it, but if you're that person, please correct me if I'm wrong. So, this is going to be the first world that is just specifically dedicated to testing out different weapon systems. I did try to create my own, from scratch, particle gun system. It's pretty rudimentary, but it gets pretty damn complicated when you're looking into things like player damage, player health, the weapon damage, rate of fire, things like that. Especially for things like respawn mechanics, switching alternate firing modes, those kind of things. Now, the world is based off of the visual model that was extracted by Thaddeus Reynolds from EVE Online. This is the holographic representation of the Algos, the Gallente destroyer, which has a primary, its primary focus is on drone operations. It does combine hybrid weaponry as well as for backup, but it is meant to be one of those types of platforms that deals damage at a safe distance. Thus, why it depends heavily on drone operations. Thaddeus was also kind enough to help me acquire the visual models for the Hammerhead and Hobgoblin drones from EVE Online. Now, he did show me the scale representation with the Gallente Scout model for size reference. Let me tell you, that thing is, those drones are a beast. Those drones are at the very least the size or larger of a fully loaded SUV, or if not bigger. They're probably more comparable to the size of, say, an RV that you hook, combine that with, say, a pickup truck. It's about that size. That's how big these things are. And so, the weapon that I got going on over here, this is the one that's using the prefab. And what I did was replace the default or the stock visual model with the one that is the Gallente assault rifle. And I do have the collection of sound files from Dust 514, all thanks to Possum. Great guy, a real champ. And so with this one here, the prefab already comes included with magazine, which you could actually modify the stock magazine with the mesh that comes with the Gallente assault rifle, which I plan on doing. Right now, this mesh is just one whole mesh minus the scope that you see on top and the box that you see as a placeholder for the functional mag. Now this one, also the scope, you can actually just look right in. And you could also switch to fire. And also, here's the third fire mode, and this is the one that's using the custom sound file, the sound files from Dust 514. I think the one you're about to hear is from the Gallente assault rifle, but I can't remember. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And also, it does support double grips, so although I may have to adjust the interaction here, right there. Grabs it like that. I may have to adjust the volume though. The scope is functional, you just have to bring it up over here and that's it. Now previously when I was testing this out, at least when I initially put it in, it turned out that because of the layer of the object was set to walk through, the mesh collider caused some weird artifacting with the player collision. So it's like if I were to like hold it to my side, like as if I'm hip firing, it would prevent me from strafing to the right unless I moved the gun further away from my body in either direction. I then discovered that by switching the layer from, like the object's layer from the walkthrough layer to the pickup layer, it cleared that away. Like it got rid of that problem altogether. And so I can easily just do hip fire like hip fire like so. See? And you can just let go like that. Now, whenever you grab the weapon, oh wait, let me see, where does it grab it here? Right there. Depending on where you grab it though, like if you grab it at the bottom here, it'll automatically default to the pistol grip. But if you try to grab it to where the secondary grip is at, oh wait, you see what I mean? There's supposed to be one here, it's like somewhere around here. Yeah, it's like somewhere around here. But I need to adjust the proximity for the mag because it's interfering. I'm realizing. But yeah, you saw it earlier though. For the future though, before I move on to that though, let me go ahead and show you what I got. All right, so this is the range bay that I got. This is all. The interior portion is a long-winded explanation over here, so I'll just summarize it. What I did was I took the stock mesh that came with the Algos and used it as the basis for remodeling the interior using Blender. So the bulkheads that you see, the door frames, the windows, this bay table or divider, the range bay itself, minus the back wall, was all modeled by me. Everything else came stock. So what I did was that wall you see in the back was actually located right here where you see the green lit bulkhead in this location. So like what I did was I separated that and then pushed that all the way back, as far back as I could. Just short of where the last turret hardpoint is located. The idea is that like I want to at least make it somewhat realistic, so that like let's say like just beyond that wall, you could argue or like with like head cannon or something, like your fictional cannon, that just beyond that wall is the equipment for the last turret that's mounted at that final hardpoint. Because if I remember correctly, on the left side, on each side of the Algos, on the outer sides of the drone bays, there are 5 turret hardpoints. But with this modification, this will take away 4 of those turret hardpoints and leave behind only 1 functional turret hardpoint to be used. Now you can see in the back there, like there's 3 boxes that are spinning. Those are running on a script. These are not using animation. They're not animation frames. These are scripts, and the script is telling whatever object it's tied to basically spin 180 degrees. No, not 180 degrees. 180 frames per second, I think, on one axis. 90 degrees, I believe, on the second axis, and I think half of that, I think 45 degrees on the third axis. I can't remember the exact numbers, but combining those, it creates this nice rotation that you see the cubes doing. And so that's actually pretty cool. And I applied materials to them. They're like transparent, and they're highlighted so you can actually see them in the distance. They contrast really well. And you also noticed here on the wall, on the right side, it's not like a straight tube. It's more like you notice it like it goes in. Let me bring a pen here for you. 1 second. Okay, so this is a prefab. This is a pen prefab from Unity. So from top to bottom. Okay, so from top to bottom. So we got left wall right over here. You have the back wall right there. It's all the way in the back. And on the right side, you'll notice, like, okay, there's a wall here, but then it's kind of like jets in a little bit. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, we're right over here. So, we're right over here. And that wall to the right is this over here. The reason for that is because there's a weird geometry with the with the drone bays, where part of the geometry kind of like is like in it, like it goes in on itself a little bit. And so if I were to just model this to be like a straight tube, like so, that mesh is going to clip right through, and you're going to see it. And so to hide that mess, I jetted in the wall a little bit so it constricts it, kind of like Bernoulli's tube, if you know your aviation 101. But I realized that this also presents an interesting opportunity to learn how to deal with targets that are hidden behind the walls, like so, and they're just hidden behind the walls, like so. And then over here you have a barrier that also happens to have a target here as well. And then there's also a third target. Now, there's actually two targets behind that barrier. That one there, like you see the spinning cube, and then right next to it you'll see a square or another cube, but it's stationary. And those have special properties. Those are actually prefabs in particular. So let me go ahead and bring in the gun. Now, there's a reason why I'm bringing back this gun and not picking up the one that's on the table. This one, when you spawn in, is the center rifle that is just perched right there. You'll see three seashells. I'm sorry, 3 guns on the table. And the center gun is the one that I was demonstrating that has the Dust 514 firing when you toggle the alt fire. Yeah, that's the sound from Dust 514. The other one, though, let me demonstrate it to you actually. Big difference, right? And notice the particles are going too fast, are going too slow. Whereas this one, big difference. So that one is more modified than this one. So for you to figure it out, just pick the one in the center. The ones on the sides, I haven't modified them too much other than just replace the model and adjust the position of the grip. So let me switch over to first person view so that you can see how it looks from my perspective. You see, grip like that. Although I'm going to have to adjust the interaction distance or interaction range of this box to like something smaller. So it's not necessary to do this. In fact, you can just fire this with one hand. And you see that? Now after 10 seconds, those boxes will reassemble. Now let's go ahead and... Oh, that was already damaged to begin with. They don't seem to recharge their health after being damaged. See? Now, another interesting feature about those boxes is you can actually smack them. And another feature, line is green, line is green. If you know, you know. You can just click on it, and they just simply collapse. Now these could, like, I noticed that these you can just, they're empty, so you can just put whatever objects you like inside them, I think. And yeah, here's up close representation. Oh, it just spawned on top. It just spawned on my feet. Whoa. Oh yeah. If you get too close. Yeah, these have colliders. Yeah. Another cool feature here. As long as you grab this with one hand, you can just teleport to this, and it'll take you to the top deck. Oh, if you notice, red light. So yeah, pretty cool, huh? Yeah, it does that. Oh yeah, let me take you over to the other side. If I can reach it. I can make it! No! Forget it. It was worth a try. Yeah, basically the idea is that I wanted to show you the interior on this one, how it looked before I renovated it. And this whole area that you see here extends all the way from here all the way to like more or less here. And there's that jetted in wall. There's like the separator. You know, you have the spawn area here. There you go. Well, it covers that much. Now this is the space over here where like it allows for like just a turret hardpoint to be used. Right over here. So if I remember the Algos correctly, there's like at least 5 hardpoints here on one side, another 5 on the other. There's a turret hardpoint up here at least. I think there's probably another one down below somewhere. I can't remember where. Beyond that though, I did do the lights. I baked in the lights, minus the lights that already came baked in with the texture itself. Like when you look at the Algos, I took advantage of that texture that was baked in, and so this is basically, it looks pretty neat to be honest. Like the lighting actually came out just right, and so I baked in the lights. I also baked in the reflection probes. What's missing now, or like when it comes to lighting, is the light probes themselves, which would enable me to have the avatar's light be affected based on where you are standing in the world. You've seen this happen in some of my other worlds previously, such as the Calakiota, the Ishikone, the Event Horizon Lounge, and the Palatine Keepstar. Well, actually, I don't think the Palatine Keepstar has that going because that one was primarily using the skybox as the source of illumination. But it is using the VR stage lighting system. So there you go. The only difference is like though in the Palatine Keepstar, your avatar's lighting is not changing based on location. It just changes based on whatever beam happens to pass through the avatar. Another thing I wanted to do, put this over here, is that in the future, I want to be able to, actually I think it's easier for me to just draw it out for you, see what I mean? Alright, so a couple of people have given me reference material on what the interior might look like. So we already know what the interior of the drone bay already looks like. And so I want to model this interior to basically simulate what it actually looks like with the drones being in operation. And you'll see for yourself to scale how big the drones really are and how they are stored and moved for deployment when they get shot right out. Another one I want to do is model the bridge. It's over here. Over here is where you see the capsule. I'm going to draw an egg there. It's a crudely shaped egg. That's the capsuleer capsule. That's where it's docked in, and it has immediate access to the command bridge. There's also crew quarters that's somewhere around here. There is there are 2 observation decks right over here and here. These are the drone control relays, these spheres that you see here. These are the drone control relays. Now here's where you have engineering, and again you have the crew, like maybe the mess hall right around here. And to reiterate, you have the command bridge here, and this is where the capsuleer's capsule is stored. So right now when you click on the, you spawn here, but if you click on the teleport, you will spawn right here. At least for now. This is just for testing purposes. But in the future, once I start modeling the interior, I was thinking like once you click on here, you would actually be appearing somewhere around here, or perhaps maybe the engineering room. It's basically go down and using teleport systems to go from one room to the next, and eventually end up in the command bridge or maybe the capsuleer room. And I'll very likely have to model that myself. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as usual, fly safe. Oh, postscript. The world is not in the community labs just yet. It's still private, and it's PC only, so I gotta work out the kinks first before I even put it out. So I'll let you guys know. So, take care.